This was an absolutely epic clash between Hans Niemann with white and Arjun Erigaisi with black. It was played at the team's Blitz Championship just earlier this year, 2026. Niemann opens with the king pawn here. Both players have got 3 minutes plus a couple seconds back per move. What a Sicilian battle this is. Absolute excitement here. We're going in quick and dirty. I've got a bit of a sore throat here. Plus England are playing football in the World Cup, right? Let's go. We've got to beat the Argentinians. So we're not hanging about today. Fun, exciting chess. What an incredible battle. Bishop e2. It's all normal looking stuff here. Niemann whispering away. Stack my bishop. And now we see d6. Solid pawn structure here for black. Queen d3. We get one of these classic battles right now where both sides are attacking each other on the opposite flank of the board. Why would you create this horrible weakness? Well, you do gain space. You stop that bishop pointing at your king and watch what Arjun soon does with this d-pawn. It looks horrible, but a liberation is on the way. F3 from Niemann here, going for expansion. A6, both players now firing away on all cylinders. Look at Andrea spinning those beats. She's on fire lately. Check out her YouTube channel. She does all these DJ sets these days, flies out to Germany and all this good stuff. Queen c7, looking at the king, and Niemann makes a big mistake. He should play pawn g5. It kicks back this knight and then the game rumbles on. King b1, white starts pushing, black can start spinning the knight into c4, pushing the b pawn soon. But in the game, king b1 played straight away. Now, you should always play king b1, or so says our overlord and protector, Lord Hans Feingold. There he is, perpetually disgruntled. However, here it's a mistake because there's a brilliant move on the way here. Pawn d5 for the high five. Arjun gets one from Garry Kasparov, the legend of Sicilians. What a lucky guy. And it looks impossible, this move, because after all these pieces capture, brilliancy given, white's now an entire piece ahead. But here's the sting at the end of the tale, of course. The queen just left c2. The black lady crashes through, not only regaining the pawn, but picking up an entire bishop. Arjun's on the front foot. Niemann defends this bishop now. Queen takes, bold, but best. Picking up a pawn despite exposing your king down here. Black's now 2 pawns ahead. But okay, Niemann is going to win one back soon. Queen backs up, keeping an eye on the loose rook. So that one now saves itself via the bishop interception. Queen h6 is played. Now these rooks double. This pawn held on to for just a moment. Obviously f6 not possible here. This is a fantastic piece. Bishop g3, queen g6, and there goes the pawn. So Niemann does have one back, yes, but he's still a pawn down, and it's black with the biggest pressure. White king a bit more exposed, for example. You run this with the engine, it's saying bishop takes one of the top moves, the top move by a smidge. But you do that and you simplify things. You want to create weirdness. It's what Niemann does here with the bishop. Try and freak out the opponent, induce a mistake, keep pieces on the board. This is why Niemann's such a strong blitz player these days. The rook saves itself. This one's pinned to the queen, so she slides into b7, hitting a pawn, pressuring a rook. Should this one take here? Very astute chess. However, Niemann's overlooked a brilliant move here. Can you see what black has available in this position? Bishop takes on b2. Now we're in the back cave, analysis mode. This wasn't played, but the simple point is that you now opened up the queen's lateral attack. You cover all bases. You've truly ripped open that king now. It's completely gone. -5 at this point. So let's run back here. That was best, but missed. Queen d3 was instead played, activating and hitting a bishop twice. So we saw bishop e7, very good. Queen c4 check. Pawn b3 from Niemann, played on seconds. They really are scrambling at this point. Arjun was ahead, but now his time's really ticked down, and Niemann gets to take here. Shatter the pawns, expose the king. Suddenly, he's got a sniff of counterplay. We see rook b2, trying to protect the king. Very far and away, not the best move, as you can see by the reaction of the bar. Apparently queen e4 better, but again, you could potentially just be helping black if you're not careful. This on the board, rook c2 from Arjun. This rook goes to defend the other, and now queen c3, creeping in. This one was played. Queen recaptures, rook b2, and black is absolutely killing it if you play the move queen c1. Not such a quiz when I'm actually indicating it. Sorry about that one. And the reason this is so strong is whatever you do, takes or even queen e4, trying to get back to defend, once the black rook invades, you can either push to create some breathing room due to the checkmate threat, or you can come back, one of the strongest moves. But black actually has this endgame available, and the problem is the 3-on-2. Despite the fact that these pawns are doubled, you can force through a passer. Takes, away goes the h-pawn. Don't take, well then what to do? Black takes, and you force the same kind of theme. One of these pawns will start running. Even if the king gets back, it gets distracted. This one marches over here, eats these guys, right? Too many problems. So that was best. Not played. Queen c3 instead, and Niemann's back in it. Queen takes on a6. Rook d2, again not best. Takes, queen takes check. King b1, another check. King slides up, another check. King b1 back. And you could take the pawn, allow white to take here, but humanly, you really don't often do that. Give white two connected passers, no siree. So naturally, Arjun doesn't take that pawn on f3. You know, that was the engine's top move, but not human. King brought up the board. Now queen c6. Check was played. King b2. Couple more checks here, all over the board. And Niemann decides, let's go for a runner. Marches all the way up. Gives the a-pawn. Pushes b4. Covers that check. Queen sliding over now to protect this pawn. So the king can't take. And what's best here? Well, the simple. Queen takes on b5. Not played, as you can see. And although black can munch some pawns, you can cover this one now, because this is so far advanced and protected. The best that black should have here is a draw. Should be a draw for both sides with best play, but anything can happen in blitz. But Niemann didn't take. He got a bit fancy, low on time, played the huge blunder. Queen d5, and you just cannot enter this endgame. He's misassessed it. We're back on the same themes. There you go from Arjun. Takes, pawns running. Don't take. Well, then anyway you force it through. This was the game. This was how things went. And Arjun is just that step ahead. Now, I don't want to mischaracterize it. People often say I show Niemann losses, maybe a few more than his wins, but he has some amazing wins. I covered an immortal game of his yesterday. I'll link it at the end. He was playing great chess in this tournament, beat Ding Liren, former world champion, but he just came out the wrong side of this game. Here we saw resigns because the king's got to step in front of the pawn. Black king now marching in, and this position is actually a mate on the board if you were to play it out. But even if you didn't have the immediate mate, soon the king comes in and you either round up the pawn or checkmate the king, combination of the two. Let's back up. 59 moves, great battle. Hope you enjoyed. Have a look at the video on screen in case you missed this absolutely stunning, honestly, game that Niemann played against Anish Giri in a mini match just this week. Wow. Thanks a lot and see you soon. Cheers.